Salvete discipuli. We are working on page 136 today, so I'm just going to walk through this with you, and that way we can answer any questions that might come up as you work on it. Okay, so they labeled the first few for us, but what we need to do is make sure to translate all of the Latin ones as well as label them. So we'll start off by just doing all of the labeling, and then we'll go back and translate the Latin ones. So remember, we've got just subject nouns and verbs as one of our sentence pattern options. So subject, noun, verb, that was pattern A. Or we might have subject, noun, linking verb, predicate, nominative. So those are our two different patterns. So either pattern A or pattern B. So our first step will be to look at the word and see which pattern it is, and then or look at the sentence rather, and then we'll go ahead and go through and label it. So like I said, they did the first three for us. Remember, Latin does not have articles, so we do not need to worry about we just skip over it. So girl walks, girl is our subject noun, walks is the verb. And then this is the Latin translation. So puella ambulat, subject noun, verb. The girl is a student, so girl is our subject. I apologize for the chewing in the background. That is my dog finally deciding to eat today. So subject noun, girl, is our linking verb. Student is our predicate nominative because it is renaming the girl. Okay, so now it's our turn. We have puella est discipula. So puella, is that going to be our subject noun? Well, first off, which pattern are we looking at? Subject noun verb or subject noun linking verb predicate nominative? Well, there's three words here, so at this stage in your learning, that's a pretty good way to make sure that it's pattern B. Also, the only two forms of linking verb that we've really been using so far are either est or sunt. So if you see one of those are linking verbs, and you can be looking ahead and going, oh, well, then it must be pattern B. All right, so if it's pattern B, which of these three words is the subject? Puella, so subject noun. Est is, we were just talking about, is a linking verb. And then discipula is describing the puella. So that makes it our predicate nominative. Okay, so that's labeled. Let's go here to puer est discipulus. All right, there's another est there, so that tells us right off that's a linking verb, which means we're in pattern B. Which one of these two words is our subject and which one is our predicate nominative? The first one is the subject, so subject noun. Discipulus is our predicate nominative. All right, this one only has two words and neither one of them is an est or a sunt, so that means we're looking at pattern A. Wir videt. Which one is our noun? Wir is our noun. Videt is a verb because it's got that T ending, which is one of our verb endings. That's a good clue. So we're going to label wir as subject noun, videt as our verb. Next one, femina iubet. Femina iubet. Which ones are, we've got two words here, so which pattern are we in? Pattern A. Which one is our noun? Femina is our subject noun, which makes iubet our verb. Okay, now we're back to English. The woman orders. So the woman is going to be our subject noun, and orders is our verb, pattern A. Up here at the top, the sailor holds. What's sailor? Subject noun. Holds is our verb. Remember, subject answers the question, who is doing the verb. All right, next one, nauta tenet. Two words here, neither of them is est or sunt, so that's a good clue. In Latin, we're going to be looking at sentence pattern A. Which one is our noun? It's nauta or tenet? Nauta is our subject noun, which means tenet is our verb. Incula pugnat, also pattern A. Subject noun is going to be incula. Pugnat is our verb. Poeta demonstrat. Subject noun is poeta. Demonstrat is our verb. Poeta est femina. Est should be ringing off some bells in your brain because that is a linking verb. Linking verbs that you've learned so far are sum es est, sumus estis sunt. So that chant, any of the verbs from that are linking verbs. All right, so our subject, when we've got a linking verb in the middle, the subject is the first one, so poeta. And then est femina. Femina is renaming our subject, so it is our predicate nominative. Now we have femina est poeta. Est again is our linking verb. Femina is the subject noun. Poeta is the renaming the subject, predicate nominative. All right, vir est Aquarius. Also have an est, which means it's a linking verb, so we're looking at pattern B up here. So est is our linking verb. Vir is our subject noun. Aquarius is our predicate nominative. Last one, puer est amicus. Puer is our subject noun. Est is our linking verb. Amicus is our predicate nominative, renaming puer. All right, let's go through and translate these now. So, puella est discipula. Puella means the girl. Est is. Discipula is student. So we have the girl is a student. Next one, puer est discipulus. Puer means boy, but remember English we need to add a the. So the boy. Est means is. Discipulus means student. So the boy is not just the boy is student. That sounds weird. We need to add an a. The boy is a student. All right, now we're into a pattern A sentence. Vir videt. So vir means man. The man. Now we have videt. What does videt mean? Look at the first four letters. Comes from video, videre, vidi, visum, I see, to see, I saw, seen. So the man is doing what? The man sees. Femina jubet. Femina means woman, so we're going to do the woman. Jubet. Remember jubet? Jubeo, jubere, jubi, jusum. Order. The woman orders. Which just so happens to be the English one they put right here. So every now and then they're throwing in an English one that means one of the Latin ones. They did it up here on the first one too. But we're still going to pretend they're not there and translate them, because lots of times you don't realize they're there until you finish translating. So it's good practice. All right, top one. The sailor holds. So that's in English. We don't need to worry about that. Moving on. Nauta tenet. We're in pattern A. Nauta means sailor. So the sailor. Tenet comes from teneo, tenere, tenui, tentum. I hold, to hold, I held, held. So the sailor holds. All right. Do you notice all of these verbs so far in the present tense? If they were in the imperfect tense, they would have, before our ost, mustis, und ending, they would have thrown in a ba. But none of them have ba in here, so we are just sticking with present tense. All right. Incula pugnat. Incula pugnat. Incula means the settler. What does pugnat mean? Pugno, pugnare, pugnavi, pugnatum. I fight, to fight, I fought, fought. So pugnat is present tense, fights. The sailor fights. Poeta demonstrat. Poeta means, that one's nice and easy because it looks like the English word, the poet. And the next one's pretty easy too. Demonstrat means, it doesn't mean demonstrate. I have a feeling a lot of you just thought that. It's a derivative. Demonstrate is a derivative of demonstrat, but it means points out. The poet points out. Put my period there. All right. Poeta est femina. Which sentence pattern are we using now? A or B? That's right. Sentence pattern B. So, poeta means the poet. Est means is. Femina means woman, but you wouldn't say the poet is woman. You would say the poet is a woman. All right, next one. Femina est poeta. We are still using sentence pattern B. Subject noun, femina, we would translate that as, just had it right here, the woman. Est means is. Poeta means poet. But again, we would never say the woman is poet. So we need a. The woman is a poet. Two more sentences. Vir est Aquarius. Vir means the man. Est means is. And Aquarius, it's got aqua in there. Water carrier. What do we need before writing water carrier so it makes sense? The man is a water carrier. So that's his job. He's not a pot that carries water. His job is to carry water. All right. Puer est amicus. Puer means boy, the boy. Est means is. Amicus means friend, but what do we need to add in front of it? A friend. Excellent. Let's look at the bottom part of the page now. So the word tense comes from the Latin word tempus, which means time. So an event that is temporary means it lasts a short time. Okay? So when we talk about the tense, we're talking about time. Remember, we memorized last semester, tense is time. Tense is time. So if it takes place in the present right now, it's called the present tense. If it takes place in the past, it might be called past tense, but Latin has more than one way of saying past tenses. So we have a special way of saying it. One way is the imperfect tense, which is the one that we learned right before we went for Thanksgiving break. All right, do you remember the three ways of translating the present tense? Three ways: I love, I am loving, or I do love. Three ways of translating the imperfect tense. I don't like the way your book does it. They give you I loved as an option. While that is true, it's not as common. So we're going to cross that one out. And because of space, I'm actually going to go over here. I'm going to draw a little caret to show that I'm inserting something. And then up above, I'm going to write I kept on loving. So that's the third way. So it's not I loved, I was loving, I used to love. It's I was loving, I used to love, I kept on loving. Now, when you get more advanced, yes, we will sometimes use I loved for the imperfect. But there's another way to say that in Latin, and we want to get used to defaulting to that other way when it's I loved. So, using this version, we're looking at videbam. Okay? How do we know that these are in the imperfect? What's our marker? Do you remember? Bomba, spot, bomba, spotus, and bont. Bomba, spot, bomba, spotus, and bont. These are the imperfect endings. We were doing something, but just haven't finished it yet. Okay, so the imperfects, all of them their endings all start with ba. So why don't you go through, try to underline the ba right before the ending on each of these words to make sure they didn't trick us and throw in a present tense one. So we de bam, tene bas, nawiga bat, flabamus. That one's tricky because the mus takes up so much space it almost doesn't look like it's part of the ending. Wokabatis, habebant. Okay, so it is there in every single one. They are all imperfect tense. Now we just need to translate 3 ways. What does video, videre mean? IC2C. So we de bomb, the M on the end. OMST mustis unt. O or M. ST mus tis unt. So an M on the end means I. So I was seeing, and you're going to witness my horrible handwriting here again. That wasn't bad. Okay, second way would be I used to see. Or third way, I kept on seeing. All right, tenebas. We know it's imperfect because we already found the ba, but we have an S on the end. OST, mustis, unt. What is the S? S is you, singular. So you wouldn't say you was, it would be you were. And what does teneo, tenere mean? I hold, to hold. So you were holding. Second version is you used to hold. Third way is you kept on holding. All right, third one. Ba means it's imperfect. T means, what's our subject? O-S-T, I, you, he, she, or it. Feel free to use my abbreviation. You can either just pick he, or pick she, or pick it, or you could do he, she, it. First way was he, she, it was nawiga. Nawigo, nawigare means I sail to sail. So he, she, it was sailing. Then I'll just pick one here. So we'll do he used to sail. And just for fun, we'll switch it up. We'll do it kept on sailing. All right, flabamus. So we've got ba for the imperfect. Mus is we. O-S-T, mus. So mus means we. Ba, we're going to translate we wouldn't do was, though. We was, that's not proper English. We were. And fla comes from flow, flare. Flow, flare, flavi, flatum. I blow, to blow. I blew, blown. So fla is blow. We were blowing. And then we used to blow. And finally, we kept on blowing. Wokabatis. Tis means, O-S-T, must tis. Tis is y'all. We're not going to say was, y'all was. That's incredibly wrong. So y'all were, you all were, wokabatis, woka, woko, wokare, to call. Y'all were calling. Y'all used to call. Y'all kept on calling. Final one, habebant. Ba is imperfect, unt is they. And habeo, habere, is I have, to have. So they were having, I know that sounds weird in English. We would never say that. We would choose one of the other options. So they were having, they used to have, or they kept on having. And that is page 136. Make sure to double check your work. I'll leave this up here for just a second so you can pause the video and make any corrections you need to. And I will see you in class. Walete.